A fish doesn't need to be taught swimming. She's born there. Swimming is like breathing to her. You and I are like that fish too. We are born in this collective consciousness. The only difference between us and the fish, we have forgotten how to trust our ability to swim. We have forgotten how to dive deeper into the stream of consciousness. We have forgotten how to dive into the layers of trust, love, abundance. This is a reminder to you, to me, to the whole existence around us, that we'll be fine if we choose to dive into the stream of consciousness. We belong to that truth. We are part of that stream. We'll be safe. We'll be fine. In fact, we'll be blooming when we choose to dive deeper and let go of the familiar, let go of the known. I am Chandresh Bhardwaj, and this is Leela Gurukul. Namaste everyone. I hope you are feeling relaxed, safe, grounded, creative, wherever you are. It's that time of the year for us. For those who are going to listen to this episode right when it's streaming, this is December 2021. We are leaving a year behind. A year that was filled with mixed feelings. Some people found their truth and courage. Some people lost their truth and courage this year. But that's okay. If you still show up for that hope, for that strength in your heart, that courage and truth is not far away. It's waiting to embrace you. It's waiting for you to be available to it. The episode today is connected to cultivating that truth and strength in one possible way. This episode is about how to make the most of your willpower, how to make the most of this abundant consciousness that you are part of. Not just part of, but that consciousness is speaking through you. It's living through you. And it would be a shame if we do not maximize the benefit, the power of that consciousness. It's also that time of the year when your mind might be going through fear, anxiety, when you might be thinking, another year has gone by. When am I going to really be successful? When am I really going to live with courage, live with abundance? The fear, the anxiety will only multiply. And they are usually the signs that we are not centered, that we are not here in this moment, that we are somewhere in the past or in the future. Our first reminder in this episode is to come back to your home, come back to the present moment. This episode is about Sankalpa. Sankalpa is intention. Sankalpa is the conscious desire of your soul. Because you are not here by accident. Even if you sometimes think maybe you were conceived through some random moment of pleasure. But I assure you, there are many people trying to have pleasure or trying to have babies with no pleasure. But the babies are not coming. They're not happening. There is some divine scheme that's making this life energy possible. And you were part of that divine scheme. That's how you were conceived, my friend. And when you were born with this conscious desire of your soul. You were pure. You were uncorrupted. You were brave. You were fearless. I'm calling you, you were brave. You were fearless because you and I know We are not as brave or as fearless as we were when we were little children. Our consciousness was pure, infinite. We felt that we could do anything, we could manifest anything. And yet here we are, trying to figure out the simple truths of life. And we feel we are not ready for adulthood. We are not ready for this journey that's unfolding for us. The first thing to really embrace here is we all have this deep-rooted intention. Intention doesn't belong to the mind. What belongs to the mind is information, identity, memory. Intention belongs to a different dimension. It belongs to your awareness. It belongs to that collective consciousness. Intention is that one thread. One end of it, your awareness is holding, and the other end of it is being held strongly by the collective conscious. What you need to do is understand the science of it so that you can finally change your life for good. I'm calling it conscious desire of the soul because your soul has a conscious desire. We corrupt it through our own choices, by the friend circle we have, by the food we eat, by the thoughts we consume, by the daily actions we choose and not choose. We are shaping our reality every day in every way possible. Before we get into how exactly this power of intention can be utilized, understand that intentions are not goals. Your goals come from your mind. Anything that comes from your mind is going to be rooted in the past or in the future. It's just a memory and imagination disguised as goals. And if you can be brutally honest with yourself, you'll realize that your goals carry a very aggressive energy. Your goals carry a very competitive energy. Your goals don't know how to be independent. Your goals are always in reference to something or somebody. I know people who have goal to write the best-selling book, and then they have 5 reference points that my book has to be as good as this. My book has to be better than my friend's book. If you have a goal of having a beautiful relationship, then again the mind brings in calculation that your relationship has to be better than your sister. It has to be better than that stranger on Instagram that you see every day, and you start to feel envy and jealous that why cannot I have this beautiful, abundant life? That's where the goals limit you. Your goals are coming from a very limited information. And it's very natural that anything that comes from this limited information will only limit your life. You may accept that limited version of life as a normal, happy, joyful life, but deep down, you will feel this is not my reality. I'm simply trying to replicate a certain idea or a script handed over to me by society. Intentions are also not expectations. Intention and expectation are two very different things. Intention is like planting the seed in a very well-nurtured soil. After you plant the seed, you water it, you take care of it, you make sure the seed does not die. And then the seed will do its job. It will bloom, it will thrive, it will turn into life. But expectation will be you sitting by the soil every single day, creating videos, taking selfies, and putting this unwanted pressure on the seed that you have to grow as the best seed in the planet, or at least in my neighborhood. This is not good. This is how we destroy and butcher our intentions. I'm inviting you to plant intention that's free from the past, that's free from the future, that's free from all the goals, from all the expectations, from all the demands that you're putting on your intentions. Second step is, how do you really plant the intentions? We understood what is intention, but how do you plant it? Your intention has to be clear, simple. If it's not clear and simple, then it's not a good intention, in my opinion. When I left banking, I used to have many intentions. They all were complex. And as a result, I was experiencing a very complex and confused life. And I started hating this science of intention because I thought it's not working. But the truth was, I was not working in alignment to my intentions. And our intention is complex and confused when we are approaching it from fear, when we are approaching it from the mindset of insecurity. You have to embrace and understand that universe has infinite supply of abundance for you. Even if every single person out there has what you want, you will still get what you want. You will still get what you deserve. We don't get what we want, we get what we are. And that's why intentions have to be simple. One of my intention for you is that you cultivate calmness, clarity, and courage every day in every way. And this is the intention that got me out of the complexity of the banking and started cultivating the path of spirituality, the path where I could absolutely live my purpose, the path where I could embrace my calling in the most fearless way. I didn't arrive at it overnight. I wish there was a podcast or a book that could have just perfectly laid out the plan for me, but there wasn't. It was a daily experiment. I had to witness what's not working and what's working. And I realized I just need to keep it simple. That's all. And my intention for all those years was simply cultivating calmness, clarity, and courage. It just helped me to create a way, to create a path, a solution. And that's my intention for you. Of course, if there is any other intention that's speaking strongly to you, go for it. In Leela Gurukul, our major focus is to just work on your intentions. In fact, the entire program is built on the foundation of this intention of calmness, clarity, and courage. And I'll take a quick moment to explain what exactly will be happening in the next cohort of Leela. The next cohort is going to be absolutely powerful. You're going to have 3 teachers to support a very small group. I'll be one of the teachers, and we'll have 1 spiritual mentor, 1 accountability mentor for you. In addition, there will be weekly group calls. There will be worksheets. There will be a constant stream of guidance, support, and accountability, so that the struggle I went through, you don't have to go through. The previous 2 cohorts have inspired me deeply, and they taught me how to make this program even more powerful, even more transformational. And what you'll experience in the next cohort will be an extremely powerful version of Leela. And I hope by the time you join Leela, you would have already listened to this episode. I hope by the time you dive into your meditations, the taste of intentions is already there in your awareness, and you'll move into it deeply and powerfully. So take some time today, cultivate your intention. And if it's not coming to you, then please take the intention I'm giving to you, the intention of calmness, clarity, and courage. And final step, when to plant the intentions. Just the way there is a right time to plant the seeds, there is a right time to plant the intentions. You don't just plant them randomly. The 2 most powerful times are right before you sleep and right after you wake up. Right before you sleep means you could be in your bed, you could be tired, about to sleep, and you go through a deep breathing, do your mantra, and invite the intention into your psyche, into your awareness. And next morning when you wake up, you again repeat that. You get out of your bed, sit on a chair or on the floor, take few deep breathings, repeat those intentions, do your mantra, and then start the day. And if you could integrate it in your meditation, that's going to increase the power of your intention by at least 100 times. You will start to feel the power of intention moving as you start to become more clear, more calm, more stronger. Intentions do not make you weak or doubtful or anxious. They liberate you. They make you stronger. They bring you clarity and connection toward yourself. I'll let you meditate on your intention today. And before we wrap up, reminding you to fill out the application for the Conscious Meditation Program so that those who are feeling ready, motivated to manifest their intentions, to lead a life of courage, calmness, and clarity, you will be fully guided and supported by the Leela team. I look forward to speaking with you one-on-one soon. Fill out the application. Thank you for listening to this episode, and I'll see you in the next episode. May the teachings of Tantra continue to guide you and heal you. And I hope Leela Gurukul helps you to unlearn the old and embrace the unknown mystical possibility unfolding for you. To support this podcast, share it among the seekers who are ready for the next step in their spiritual path.